All right, so welcome to the solos lesson for Sultans of Swing. If you click that I up there in the corner or the link in the description box below, there'll be a link to my website there. And I always do a demo of whatever I'm teaching. And it's actually a way better place to go through all my stuff is on the website, because it's all, if there's a multi-video lesson, it's all on one page. Do a little description. There's a drop-down menu. It's just way easier to get around there. Because I get a lot of people saying, that I should demo, I should play the song before I teach it. So obviously they can't find the demo that I've put up on YouTube, right? So I did the demo and I've done the rhythm and the fills lesson. So I would really, suggest you'll watch both of those, because I go over my sounds and everything. It's just a good primer before you get to this. Okay, so let's get into it. This first solo is over the verse changes. So we're going to start here on the 12th fret. And, we get that vibrato on that. And then hammer on and pull off. Same thing down to the E note. And, we're following the chords, right? So we end on that E note, which is the 5th of the A chord. So now while we're still on the A chord, we're going to do this. Which is so good. And that, again, if you watch my rhythm and fills video, I talk a lot about arpeggios, sixth intervals, country bends, pentatonic minor, major, right? So this is another classic A major arpeggio. So what we've got to think of is the A chord there, that C-shaped A chord. And if you actually, follow that down, let's say we were in C, it's just this. Right? It's just a straight arpeggio, straight across the chord. That's that in a different key, obviously, but you get what I'm saying, right? So what we have to do there, because we can't do this, we're going to have to get these two notes, E string and A string, with our third finger and bar it. And then we get the next one, D11, with our second finger. There's your A chord right there. We're there, It's great. You learn this solo, you're going to start seeing this stuff, seeing these patterns, and you'll see how the solo is developed around the chord patterns. So we kind of, there's a half step bend there, but on the record, on the original recording, he kind of overbends that, and I think that was actually, who am I to say that Mark Knopfler made a mistake? But I think that's what it was. I think he kind of overbent that. Now the band changes to D minor, and we do a D minor arpeggio, just straight down. Now we're going to rake into this note here, B13. And following the chords of the rhythm. Then we're going to go and again, he's kind of, hitting his thumb on deadened strings to get that sort of snapping, popping sound. And now the band goes to F, and we're going to go, which is just awesome. That's just a classic country bend, right? So we're in 5th position, F major pentatonic. So we're going to bend up in the G string, the 12th fret, little finger on B13, and bend the G string again. Then And we want to keep our little finger down, barred on B and E, so they ring. And now we're going to go. So, because the band is now on C, so we're going. You see those positions. And there's a little snap in there too. Now we're going to go. So we've got that bend on B13, and that's over the B flat chord. So we're thinking there, but we're playing it with the bends. And then we've got, because we're back over the D minor, we're into D minor pentatonic. So let's do the whole thing so far. Alright, now we're going to do this because the band's on the B flat, right? And that's just another arpeggio, so D string, G string, you know, there, right? Getting the fifth up here. Then we've got, which is so good, right? Again, just the band's on C, so we're doing a C major arpeggio. And you could do that with your thumb, just like, you know, like the opening lick. But I think I did it with my finger in my demo. So it's all three, and then we slide up to the G note there. Oh, there's my phone ringing there. Text or something. And that last one is, it's all just one pluck, right? And then it's all hammered on, so. Then repeat it. And then we've got, because we're on the C, and now we're in that C major pentatonic fifth position. Then. All right, so that's the first solo. Well, let's just play the whole thing slowly. So now let's move on to the last solo, and this is the one with all those killer licks, right? Especially the last one. But I'm going to break that down for you. So this last solo, like all the other stuff's over the verses, this is over the chorus. So we're going to start in the same spot. That's your first lick, 12th fret. We're in like first position, D minor pentatonic. And then we've got, now the band's on C over that lick, right? So we've got, so if you think C, right, it's all just makes perfect sense. So it's 9th fret E and 12th fret, or sorry, the E note, 9th fret G, and then D to E, right? Then C to D, then G to A, and D to E, ending on the C. Okay, super cool. And then we've got, and this I did a little different than him. I don't think he slid into it, but I just like the sound of sliding into that. So we got the 12th fret. We're back in the first position, pentatonic D minor. Right? So we're going to the B string. We're skipping a string there. And then we're hammering on G10, G12. And then, you know, in the background, you hear that. And then he gets into this. So all that is, the band's on the C, right? So we're going, it's like, that's the 6th of a C. 5, 6, right? And then we hit the high E string. And then we're hammering that note out of nowhere. So your fingers are just going thumb, middle finger on the high E. And it kind of ends with 2 little hits on the dead strings, right? So and then we've got this. We're back into D minor pentatonic, and it's real classic blues lick there. Like a lot of this is just because you're doing thumb and finger. It, you know, if you were a pick, you know, you don't think twice about it. But with the thumb and fingers, it's a little bit more tricky. And that lick, I think he overdubbed that lick because I think one guitar goes like that, and the other guitar goes, you know, leaves out that extra note. So with the extra note, and with leaving that out, and that's how you end it. So real slow. Or the way I did it. Now we're going to do this. We're going to lead up. Just B10, B11. But he kind of rakes into that. And the first one is like da da da, 3. And then I hear 4. So I do it with my middle or my third finger because I want to use my middle finger to mute these strings. So I go da 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 da, and then he's going to go use that lick again. That's what it was over the A, but over the C, it's the same lick, but it's. And then he's into the fast lick. So let's take it up to that part, like from the beginning so far. now we get into this really fast lick, and it's going to go. So let's break that down. This is definitely the hardest lick of the song. And, you know, if you played it with a pick, you know, you could do it, and that's probably the way most guys are going to do it, but it's not going to sound the same, right? So let's break that down. First of all, the first thing you got to do is, that's the basis of the lick. And the whole time I'm doing this, I'm anchoring my fingers underneath my pickup, my Les Paul, right? Like on a Strat, I don't know what you do. Like I said, I'm anchoring there, and I'm just going thumb. So, you know, the chords are D minor, B flat, C. So we've got, then B flat, and then C. That's the basis of the lick. So you've got to practice doing that. And until you can do that up to speed, there's no point in trying to do anything else. As you can see, you know, your thumb's really flying there, right? So once you got that, the next thing you want to do is add the pull-off. And now, the last thing is you want to add your finger. Right? It's a pull up there with your finger. So, okay, really, really hard to do. And even Mark Knopfler, you know, on the original recording, if you really listen, he misses a few notes there. Like, there's so many notes in this little passage. Maybe somebody could work that out, put it in the comments below. It's a lot of notes. So, you know, of course I had to practice this bit because I'm not used to doing that. And I got a real big blister on the edge of this thumb. That's still there, thankfully, right? And that's the end of it, except for we've got those last licks. So out of that last sequence, so we're going to bend up on the 15th fret of E, and then kind of trail it down. So, and then 13, E, 13, B. C, right? Then this is, you know, what you're thinking. This is what you're seeing. Ending on that C note on D10. And then we're back into. And that is it. Okay, so let's play that last solo one time all the way through, a little bit slower. Okay, and that is it. All the solos. Fantastic playing by Mark Knopfler. Just total classic, right? And really, really fun to learn these licks. So melodic and so smart. And, you know, like I said in my other lesson, it's like a master class in how to play the guitar. Chord shapes, arpeggios, minor pentatonic, major pentatonic. You know, that country flavor. Nice vibratos and, you know, just awesome playing. Really beautiful sounding technique that Mark Knopfler has too. Anyways, that's it for this one. I hope you get something out of it. I'll have the, been doing some experiments with putting tabs up. So the other rhythm and fills lesson is available as a tab, and these solos will be available as a separate tab. So you can check those out at the website too. Okay? All right. Thanks for watching. Enjoy playing this, and we'll talk to you next time.